Salutations, I'm Zer0, and today I've got a new video for you guys. Now, this is going to be one of the first actual raid bossing videos. I am taking on Terramorphous The Invincible with only normal mode gear. In normal mode, never went to TVHM until the end of the clip, in which it's post-killing Terra with the quest. I kill Terra, I walk my way all the way to the fast travel to turn in the quest, save quit, and go into TVHM to showcase that I never went into TVHM by playing the intro cutscene. But let's talk about the Terramorphous fight, and then I'll get into why we're doing this. So Terramorphous he's quite an annoying raid boss, and huge shout out to Raidbossing for teaching me how to fight Terra. Terramorphous is a coward, an absolute coward. If you just like walk up to him, he'll start to run away. Now, he's not always a coward. Sometimes he'll push you, but for the most part, he runs away. He's scared. He's a scaredy cat. He'll like get up close a little bit, but for the most part, he tries to run away. If you push him after being on the ledge, like that little walk down path, if you walk down as he's like trying to move, he'll move back for the most part. If you're up on that ramp area, then he's gonna come up to the ramp, and if you're on the side of the ramp, like on the little rock section that I use later, then he comes over to the side. For the most part, you're gonna want to stay, if you can push him and just push him, then do that. I'm a psychopath and literally just grenade healed and went in his face the entire time. Which, this build was super fun to come up with and make and set up. Running a grenade Zer0 in normal mode was so dumb. Although, the only skill that I needed to make this work was ambush. So, that is a positive there. Ambush is a lot of fun for off-center gear like this. So, the premise of the setup here, we have our Unkempt Herald and Grog Nozzle for swapping. We had our Rapier. The Rapier I wasn't ever using it, so I took it off, but we had our Rapier for switching for Deathmark, but I never actually used it that way, so I just unequipped it. We have the Electric Chair as our primary source of damage. We have Unforeseen to kill off some tentacles in case we need it to. We have, again, we were using the Herald for killing tentacles as well. And we were also using Kunai to kill tentacles. We went all the way down Blue Tree to get to Kunai. We grabbed Execute, and that was really the spec. So Ambush, Execute, and Deathmark, and Kunai. Those were the 4 key skills that made this setup work. Now, when it comes to like dodging stuff from these guys, I didn't really focus on that. If I was trying to run a sniper setup through here, I would definitely focus more on actually caring about not getting hit. But I'm not. I'm running a grenade build, so I just freaking walked in his face and told him to buzz off. Sometimes he knocked me away and told me to buzz off, but I had a better survivability tool than he did, so it doesn't matter. And you could get the same results with the Ruby as well. I had the Grog Nozzle because I ran Tina DLC enough to go get it. I ran Tina DLC all the way through. Alright, so actually, let's start talking about prep. So, the way that I prepped for this boss fight is a freaking mess. The first objective that I had was get a Lyuta, get a B shield. Alright, that didn't take very long. Got a Lyuta, got a B shield. I actually got multiple Lyutas. I got a fire one, and I got a non-elemental one, and I got a corrosive one. And they were all pretty good. I used the I used them to get through, and I also went and grabbed a Law and Order. And with these two sets of gear, I constantly switched between Sniper and Melee Zer0. For the most part, when I was doing mobbing sections, I held Melee Zer0 close-knit, and then for some bossing sections, I ran Sniper a little bit, not very much. I didn't really run Sniper very much going through the stories of the DLCs. I mostly ran Sniper for some stupid side things that I didn't need to do. First, we ran Tina's. We ran Tina DLC, we got the Handsome Sorcerer. The objective that I had was, since Fight for Sanctuary DLC scales pretty high, we may as well go farm Haterax. He's gonna be like level 40, maybe higher, probably level 40, and we could potentially just farm him levels to try and catch up to Terra a little bit. And so I farmed Handsome Sorcerer for a conference call, a non-elemental conference call. I farmed him, and I farmed him until I got a slag conference call at level 39. Ooh, we went from level, I think I got there at level 32-ish, 33 maybe? Maybe 30, maybe 34. I wasn't too high. I got to level 39 from farming that boss, and I got a slag conference call. That was my first conference call drop. 5 levels in farming the boss. First conference call drop slag. I can't use that. Not for what I wanted. No. Oh, and do ignore this section. I didn't want to cut this out because it's like a challenge run, but I was assisting with moderating stuff in a Twitch chat, so for the hunt. So I do apologize. Now, when it came to the conference call farm, I went until I got that non-elemental conference call. It could have been fire, I was hoping for fire, but non-elemental worked just as well for what I wanted. I sat there and I farmed, and I got to level 42. 42 before I got my drop. I was ticked. I was freaking ticked. I went and ran Fight for Sanctuary DLC for the most part, just because I was ticked at Handsome Sorcerer for not giving me the drop. I ran the DLC for the most part. I got to, like, what? I think I got to Uranus. Yeah, I got to Uranus, and that was when I stopped freaking, that's when I switched back to farming for a new conference call. I went back, farmed that conference call until I got to level 42, got that conference call. Then I went to kill Haterax, and that's when I realized the teeth trick doesn't work there. The teeth, they scale with the boss level, so the lower level the boss, the more damage you need to do to the teeth, which is why it was difficult, or more difficult, for the hunt streamers to do the method that I suggested for running Haterax than it should have been. No, Haterax's teeth scale with his level. So that means the boss is easier. The boss is easier the higher the level he is. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. It is so dumb. Now, you deal enough damage, even at level 80, against his teeth, for it to not be as significant, because you can supplement it with having, like, higher statted gear, or having a fire weapon with a Firebone of the Ancients, or if winter is over, or something like that. So it's not that bad. It was definitely feasible to make up for it. It was just a lot more difficult than my videos made it seem, and I feel really bad about it. Because the amount of people I tried to help with Haterax just for my videos to be outdated by the time they got there was just sadness. It's all right. It's all right. Everybody that I helped with it they got through it. They cleared it. It just took a little bit more than it should have. Anyways, I realized that, and then I also realized in normal mode, because of how low level he is, the teeth doesn't work, but he doesn't have a high health. So I switched over to Crit Zer0, like Sniper Zer0, and grabbed my Fire Laida, grabbed my B Shield, and just slaughtered this man. It was 1 drop, 2 drop, dead. And I got really good at preventing him from regenning via utilizing the toothpick to set him on fire. Instead of trying to slag him or something, I utilized the toothpick to set him on fire. And that performed really well for me. Got through him. Farmed him for a little bit, didn't really get anything. By the time I got done with that, I was like 43, 44. 43, I think. And then I was watching Borderlove, Coffee and Lola, and they were nearing the end. They were in Magic Slaughter. They were nearing the end of their normal mode segment. And at this point, I was like, well, I'm gonna go try a raid boss. Another raid boss. I killed the Tiny Tina Dragons. And I was like, wait, I'm getting Seraph loot. Why am I getting Seraph loot? and it took me a little bit to be like, wait, why don't they just run raids? And so I suggested them to run the raids in normal mode. Me not realizing that dragons were the exception and not the rule. And so running dragons, I got the Seraph items. I just ran dragons trying to get XP. I got to like level 45 with them. And I melee Zer0 killed them because I was over leveled, and so I could get away with that. And I helped them with that. And then they were talking about running Scarlet. Since they were running Scarlet already, they were like, well, I'm just gonna do the Scarlet raid boss. And I was like, wait a minute. Maybe I should probably test whether or not it works against the Scarlet raid bosses before just sending them off to die. So I sped ran Scarlet DLC so fast that them having a like 2/3 of DLC head start over me, I cleared it at the same time that they did and got to the raid boss just before they got to Hyperius. And I killed Hyperius, realized he didn't actually drop the loot, and I was so sad because by the time my message got through on the Twitch chat, because of how freaking delayed it was, they got through Hyperius and were like, oh well, we're just gonna go finish off the quests, and it was very sad. But I feel like the rest after that went pretty well for a lot of things. Here we run all the way to turn the quest, and then we switch over to TVHM to showcase the fact that I never went to TVHM. This is to play the intro cutscene and be like, hey, no TVHM, extra evidence here. But realistically, I could have just shown you all the quests outside of this arena. Whatever. So after that whole Captain Scarlet debacle, I was like, well, I'm gonna go fight Pyro Pete. I'm gonna go see if Pyro Pete drops stuff. And I was running the DLC. I freaking sped ran through a bunch of it. I cleared the entire DLC in like 35, 40-ish minutes. And then moved on to Pyro Pete. And when I came back to the bar, I realized, wait a minute, what level is this freaking bar quest? Because I remembered somebody telling me that I should farm this for XP. And I opened up the quest and it was level 50. I hit play, and all the enemies were level 50. And so I farmed all these guys, and I got a World Drop Unkept Herald, I got my Spy, I got this crazy freaking Turtle Shield, all from these freaking ads in Pyro Pete's bar, all these burners, and like I got a bunch of freaking stuff, and that I farmed that till level 50, and then we came over here to fight Terra. it was a very eventful challenge, and I had a lot of fun. I didn't record the prep for it. I didn't record the prep for it because I was thinking that I wouldn't really need to do too much. I'm just gonna freaking get a sniper build and go kill Terra. And clearly that wasn't what I did. Because why would I assumed that I would do it the generic way. When have I ever done it the generic way on my channel? Other than Haterax, but Haterax is a very specific exception. And even then, I still found my own spot to do it with. That's different than everybody else's. But I hope you all enjoyed this video. Huge shout out to My Gaming Thumbs, to HH King, to Rukuroy, and their whole streaming group for inspiring this run, and huge shout out to Raidbossing for helping teach me the Terra mechanics and how to properly dodge Terra. This was such a fun challenge, and I'm definitely gonna be doing more like this in the future, and I'll see y'all in the next video. See y'all! StereoLotus77 signing off.